Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are putting some fender flares on my 2015 Ram 3/4 ton four-wheel drive truck. So one of the things that I like about the fender flares, they might not always be the most aesthetically pleasing, but what they do is they cut down on a lot of the kickback of rocks and mud and debris and stuff, either when I'm towing a trailer or when I'm off-road and I'm four-wheeling it and I'm leaning my head out the window. I'm not getting sprayed with a bunch of stuff that I'm kicking up with my front tires. So let's go ahead and we're gonna get started. All right, so first things first, you wanna locate your little bag of goodies. All right, it comes with your instructions. It comes with all the screws that you need. It comes with the little tool that you need to install these rivet style bolts, right? And then it also comes with the gasket that goes between the fender flare and the truck itself. So I'm gonna untangle this. Probably could have done that a little bit better, right? So when you're looking at this, you notice in here there is some double-sided, this is some 3M tape, and so this is just going to slip onto here like this, and then we'll pull that tape off as we go. Another thing that you want to do is looking at the back side of the fender flares. I don't know if you can read that. I can't quite get enough sun. But we're going to have letters here. And this one says FL, which stands for front left. We're going to have RL, which is right left. We're going to have RR, which is right rear. And then we're going to have LR, which is going to be left rear. And so the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take these bolts here, and these are just pretty simple. We take our bolt washer, this just goes through like this, and then we put the nut on the back side, just like that. Then we'll use the tool that they gave us to tighten everything up. It's just a Torx, it just goes in here, and then we'll get on that with a, this is just a 1/4 inch drive socket. Alright, so then on the inside, just got a 12mm box and wrench. I'm just going to cover that up, and then I'm just going to tighten these down right here. Alright, now on this next part, what we're going to do is just starting with this gasket here, you just want to make sure that, right, this is the outside edge, this is sticking to the underside or the inside edge here. So this will be sticking on the smooth part all the way around. So all that I'm doing is just got some degreaser here, rubbing alcohol, anything along that lines, and I'm just cleaning up these edges so that everything sticks better. We have this little pull tab here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just open this up and slide this where I need it to go first. And this is just experience here, because I've done these before, and then if you pull it off ahead of time and you try to get it going, it's nearly impossible. Alright, so now that I have this, then I grab it and I pull it while everything's in place. And I can usually work a few inches ahead of where I've got it pulled. See, and now I've got a nice good seal. So to do this one here around this corner, I'm actually going to push and bunch this up just a little bit. This is a difficult area. So once I get that, I'll hold that with my thumb, and then the same idea, I just pull very carefully and slowly while holding that in place. And then for this next one, same idea. Once I get that into place, right, that's where patience comes in. So once I get that one into place, Oops. I can pull that. And if that breaks off, you just fold it back and find a new piece to pull on again. All right, and now that I have that here, I want to make sure that I'm not pulling and stretching, because it'll pull it off that corner. If you ever wanted to know what the difference was between these cheaper, these are the Spec-D, right? So what's the difference between these and like Bushwhacker or one of those other brands that are twice as much? Well, you see this right here? I still need this much more. And I haven't made any cuts to this one, so I measured them all. They were all the same size. There was no one to start with and one to end with. So that's just, yeah, that's just something to consider. So what I'm doing here is I'm just going to match, just matching that cut there, and I'm just going to come right in and start there with it. Actually, I'll match it on this side. All right, so just like before, I mean, you work with what you have here, and you'll see when it all gets finished. I'll be the only one that notices it, but it's still kind of annoying. All right, again, the way that I cut this at the end is I just match the angle. So now that I have these finished, it's time now to go and we're going to remove the old inner fender bolts, and we're going to put the new hardware on, and then these will be ready to bolt right up. So let's go ahead and let's do that. So we're just popping all these off, and this is just, these are just 8mm. So 8mm size socket is all you need. All right, so this little plastic piece in the rear actually has a little Torx head fitting right there. So I'm just gonna pop that off. All right, while pulling down, and it pulls that off. See, that's just a little expansion rivet. All right, so when you unscrew it, it lets you pull that out. All right, so for the hole that doesn't actually have a nut on the back, they gave me this little protective cover. So that's gonna go right over there like that. And all that's gonna do is that's gonna protect this little clip nut here that they gave me. All right, it's gonna keep it from vibrating and causing any rust issues on that front side. So once I get that done there, I'm ready to install the fender. All right, there it is. So this is the rear, installed all the way around. You can see they're a nice tight fit. I like that. Right, it's one of those areas that I had to get a little extra gasket there, but you can see it wasn't a problem. All right, now, so for this one here, all that I did was poke a hole in that little patch they gave me, and then I actually used one of the other bolts because it doesn't actually use all the mounting spots that factory originally had. So still gonna tighten that one up, but there was an extra one right in here, so I don't think it's gonna be a problem. All right, so it's the same idea. 8mm, remove all the old bolts, and then I'm gonna take this plastic piece off here just like I did the last one. Yeah, and this is the front left, so you want to look for that FL. All right, then we're just gonna line everything up. starting with the bottom, get one on the bottom so that you have something to hang it from. In case you're wondering which way to put this snap nut, I don't really know what you want to call these, but you'll see, right, the hole's larger here so that the screw can actually go through and catch on the other side and tighten that up. So it's got a little lip right there that goes on the back side. And I'm making sure that when I'm tightening these up, I'm putting pressure on here to keep everything pushed in there up against that seal that we put on. So there you have it. It really wasn't too bad. Everything went on nicely. I would have liked maybe a little bit different on the gasket seal. And speaking of the gasket seal, there is this little tool. If you have any places in here that are pinched, this little tool that they give you can just come right here in the back, and you can just slide it around. If I can get it going. Right? So you just slide it around like that, and it just pulls everything up, or it's got the little pry bar. So I'm happy with it. It was a good purchase, I think. You notice I didn't go with the painted. They do make the painted kind. Those are about twice as much. One of the main reasons I don't go with painted on the Fender players here is because those are some of the first things that I hit on rocks or trees or things whenever I'm trying to get back into a fishing or hunting spot. So just keep that in mind whenever you're doing this, and I think you'll be pretty happy with it. Again, anybody, you know, with the basic tools, 8mm socket, 8mm wrench, you know, you should be able to do this no problem. All right, well, if you liked it or you found it helpful, make sure you hit that like button. And if you're new to the channel or you haven't done so yet, make sure you subscribe. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next video.